All right, it's Joe Bruin here with AllAccessEntertainment.com and, of course, Robert Towers. It's Rhode Island Comic Con Day 3 here in Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
So you started many years ago with all of these great characters. Why don't you start off with the Banana Splits? How did that get started, and how did your involvement become?
Okay. Now, I don't know how Banana Splits itself got started, but I was playing the Snoopy in a production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown in Los Angeles. Joseph Barbera, head of Hanna-Barbera, came by and saw the show and met me backstage and said he was doing this new series, their first live action series. He wanted to know if I would audition for the part of Snorky the elephant, who didn't talk. He made funny sounds, but if I would go out to the studio and try on the costume. I went out to the studio, tried on the costume. I am 5'2", and I was too tall for the costume. So what happened is I went back, did my show 8 shows a week, and I get a call 2 weeks later. The wonderful guy, poor guy, who was playing the part, had trouble walking even in real life and had real trouble dealing with the costume. So they asked me if I'd come in, and what they did was what they should have done in the first place, is they fixed the costume so it would fit me. So I was then able to be in the show. And the 3 guys in the show who played the other characters, I was Snork the elephant, there was Drooper the lion, there was Bingo the gorilla, and there was the dog, there was Friedel, very popular character. They were all brothers. They were the Winkless brothers. And I was not, but I became a brother very quickly. So,
wow.
And the show, we didn't know what it was going to be, how it was going to work. Our first director was the man who directed Superman. I can't remember his name right now. Very, Lethal Weapon, all those.
Oh, okay,
films.
yeah.
And he was our director, and the direction we got most of the time was "Don't fall down," which because you could hurt yourself.
Sure.
Anyway, we did. The show was shot with 3 cameras. It was done in a couple of studios in Hollywood, in Los Angeles area. And so I was doing, every night I was being Snoopy. During the day I was being Snorky. So an elephant and a dog all at the same time. And Variety did a column about it, and it said Snoopy packs a trunk, which I thought was kind of a great story.
That's great.
So we got to do the show. We'd shoot in little segments, as you do in film. You shoot from where you are, no matter where it takes place, and then you move on. But the show was kind of a combination of the monkeys and laughing. It was a very strongly based on laughing. And Hanna-Barbera had a hit with it, and we did a 2nd season. And during that 2nd season, they changed my costume because the first one was very heavy, and Snorky became a lighter character, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of people only liked the first season, I'm sorry, but the second was easy to deal with. And we had a lot of guests. We had guests from the show because the Crofts were our neighbors, and they'd actually built the costumes for the original season. We're doing shows like H.R. Puffin stuff and Land of Lost, shows like that. And some of the people like Richie Poo and those characters became guests on our shows too.
Oh, wow.
And so it was a wonderful experience. We later, before the characters, did commercials for Kellogg's and things. But the guys and I, who played the characters, did not see each other after we finished shooting those 2 years for 50 years. And we got together for a convention in Parsippany, New Jersey, for the 50th anniversary of the show a couple years ago. That's basically the story.
And were you a part of the filming of the open of the show where you were going over the Golden Gate? Okay.
No, that was the other guy.
Okay.
And I'm not in any of that. I did do, in the 2nd season, we did a group of things on, was it Six Flags over Cincinnati? And I did all of that. No, I missed the exteriors. When I came in, we were all doing the interior stuff. So Jimmy, who was the original guy, did all of that. So that's him. That's not me on those. I did, anything exterior with the guy, the 2nd season guy is all me.
Okay. And any merchandising? Were there any toys or anything?
Yeah, they make little figures and things, and I over here at the convention have been signing a lot of them. we realized nothing from that film. As a matter of fact, we do not receive residuals for those shows.
Really?
Because Hanna-Barbera offered us some money to buy us out. The guys, I was a little against it. My agent said, no, hold out, because the show could be a major thing. But the other guys, one of them was studying in school at the time, and I said, okay. So they did buy us out of it. But after 50 years, we still realized a lot of recognition for the show. I will say this though, that movie that was made, the scary movie, is not us. And it has nothing to do with the original Splits, and it's not a very good movie. I'm sorry, you can sue me for it, but it wasn't very good.
Not the same, for sure.
Not the same.
Not even close.
Not
Yeah.
even close.
And how about your involvement in Masters of the Universe? How did you get involved in that? What was that experience like?
I was in a show at Universal Studios called The Adventures of Conan. It's this major show with a lot of electronics and stuff. And it was directed by produced by a man named Gary Goddard. Gary wanted to direct this film about the Master of the Universe. He got the rights to do it. Gary asked me if I would audition for it because he had a character in mind that was not in the comic version, the cartoon version. So I said, sure, and they put me through it. I had to do all kinds of stunts and tumbling and stuff. Fortunately, I was young enough, and fortunately, I was agile enough to do it. Because playing Snoopy, I had done a lot of dance, learned a lot of dance stuff,
Sure.
and I had to be pretty agile. I learned to do cartwheels, so I was able to do it. And they want to check vocally whether I could handle the character. So I did that. So I went through a lot of audition process, and eventually I got to do this. So it was absolutely terrific. And we shot it about 2 months. We shot on location in Whittier, California, which looked like a little town. We shot on a set at what is called Culver Studios, which was actually David O. Selznick's studios, where he
Okay.
shot Gone with the Wind and all
wow.
this, but it's now called Culver. And now it's owned by Amazon. I just did another film there.
Sure.
So, yeah, and basically that was it. I enjoyed it. The most fun. The least fun, of course, was getting into 4.5 hours of makeup daily. The most fun was working with Frank Langella and all the other guys, and particularly little Billy Barty, who was a wonderful human being. And he was a walking history of film, having begun in 1929.
Wow.
And it was just, I think I've learned over the years, no matter what I work on, it's the people you work with that are the most important.
Sure.
And so it's like the guys in our show or the people on Masters. And of course, these characters were phenomenal. And playing it was real kick. I loved it.
Robert, thank you so much for taking the time today.
My pleasure.
It's day 3 here at Rhode Island Comic Con. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure talking to you.